What's going on, guys? Andrew Pillick here from What's Good in Wrestling. Today, we're going to be making a tier list, and today we're going to be doing the Monday Night Raw roster. So if you're new here and you're a wrestling fan like myself, make sure to like this video and subscribe, join the team. I'd love to have you guys here. Join the roster. I'm a huge WWE fan. I'm going to be working on this background, getting the merch looking nice. I've been I've been watching wrestling since I was really young. I actually did have a wrestling channel back in the day. If you guys know what it is, comment it down below. But like I said, if you're new, like, subscribe. I'd love to have you guys here. But we're going to be making a tier list. Like I said, the Monday Night Raw roster. And I believe the user is Mr. Santi Zap. I always see his videos. And I've seen these tier lists, but I've seen so many other people make tier lists on other channels, and I myself have done it before. So again, shout out to him. If people think I'm stealing ideas, I'm definitely not. I do actually watch his content on TikTok quite often. So shout out to him. Hopefully, maybe one day we could even work together. Very cool channel and very cool social media presence. So no disrespect there. But take a look at the screen right now if you want to. I've got it on different monitors here, but we're looking at the Raw roster here, and there's going to be a lot of people that disagree, but again, this is just my opinion, so don't be upset if I have a different look on one of your favorite WWE Raw superstars. So I don't want to waste any more time. We're going straight into it. Akira Tozawa. Now, I want to put like lower mid card. I don't want to say directionless because it's getting to that point, but he's still utilized on Monday Night Raw. So I can't say directionless right away. Angel Garza. Now this unfortunately is a directionless. They don't really know what to do with Angel Garza, and that's what I'm using the directionless category for, is like they're just not really using him, and that's kind of what directionless means. And I hope they do. I like Angel Garza. I think that he's got that heel attitude that they could really unlock, and they were doing that for a little bit, so maybe they'll get back to it. Now, this one, man, Apollo Crews. This is a really, really talented guy, and I just want to put him in somewhere in between, but this is lower mid card, and unfortunately, they just haven't found the right spot for him, and I'm wondering if maybe they could team him with Bobby and the Street Profits to give him that really big heel attitude, but that would have to be over on SmackDown. I just think that there's a lot to unlock there, and they haven't done it yet, so big fan of Apollo. I really hope that he gets something going there. Now, Braun Strowman, he's been out for a little while, and I think he's going to be out for some time. This is a guy that's been in the main event. He's been all over the card. And I think that's kind of why I want to put him in the somewhere in between. I'm a fan of the guy. I think he does pretty decent work, but they're going to have to find stuff for him when he comes back, and I'm not necessarily sure where they're going to put him on the card. Hopefully he's recovering well. I can't remember what it is. I think it's a neck injury, but definitely a good guy. Now, we're here at Becky Lynch, and this one should be a no-brainer. This is a main event superstar. This is Becky Lynch. The man, Becky Lynch, her spot is in the main event. She's always been a main event player. I can't say always, but, in recent years, she's been a main event player, and it only makes sense to have her in that main event. Now, we have Big Bronson Reed. I would say somewhere in between, because he's not really lower mid-card and he's not upper mid-card. They've kind of had him in these consistent feuds. Now, again, this roster, some of the people might be inaccurate. I'm just using the most recent one. Again, you're going to see a billion different tier lists and different types of videos on this channel, so don't worry, there will be updated ones. But Big Bronson Reed has got to be somewhere in between. I don't know if they're still calling him Big Bronson Reed, but that's just what we're going to go with. So next is Candice LeRae. I can't even speak today. Candice LeRae. Oh, God, I hate to do this. I really, really hate to do this. Until they reunite DIY and like they get everybody back together, Candice doesn't have a spot right now. It's unfortunate because she's very talented. She's very, very talented, but they just don't have anything going for her right now. So it's unfortunate, but that's just how it is. Man, Chad Gable, God, one of the most talented wrestlers on the planet. I really would love for him to be a main event guy one day. Right now, he's in the upper mid card. He's been facing Gunter. I can't put him in the main event spot. He used to be a somewhere in between type of guy, but now he is an upper mid card. He's putting on bangers. He's putting on good matches, and I can't wait to see what he continues to do on the Monday Night Raw roster and in WWE in general. I'm gonna have to go fast for some of these. We got Chelsea Green. I would say somewhere in between because they never respect these tag titles, and I don't know what they're going to do. But going forward, let's have a plan for these women's tag team titles. Chelsea Green has been really good at promoting the titles, so hats off to her. But they need to do more with like those titles. It's quite apparent that they most of the time have no idea what to do. Now, the next one, my favorite current superstar, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Now, we all know where this guy's going. He's going into the main event. This is a main event guy, one of WWE's top talents, and he's incredible. We love Cody Rhodes. I think he's dope. I think everybody loves Cody Rhodes, and he's definitely a main event guy. Now, we're gonna do it like this. We're not gonna rank them in each category, but I'll try to as I go. Damian Priest, the Judgment Day, they're main eventers. He's got the Money in the Bank briefcase. They're winning titles. He's now a tag team champion. Hopefully that's not a spoiler for some people, but he is very good. He's gonna continue to be a main event guy going forward. The Judgment Day is running the WWE right now, so that makes the most sense. Now, we've got Dana Brooke on here. Now, I know she's kind of been in NXT, so I'm going to put her in directionless because they keep bouncing her back and forth because they don't really have anything for her, which I think she's good, so we'll see what goes on there. Now, Dexter Lumis, again, it's directionless. They don't have anything for this guy, and I was really worried about this when he came up because you have him with Gargano, and it's like, okay, that's great, but like then what? Like when he goes by himself, they have to figure something out. They started it off hot with The Miz, and then it just went nowhere. So we'll have to see what they do with him going forward. We've got Dirty Dom Mysterio. He's a main eventer. The Judgment Day, they're main event guys. So you got to have Dirty Dom in there. He's the man. He's the man. We love Dirty Dom. North American champ, Big Dom Mysterio. Again, we've got Drew, one of the most talented wrestlers on the planet. This is a main event guy. He's so freaking good. I love Drew. I think he's super good. I think everybody loves Drew McIntyre. His character is there, and that's something that I was going to mention about Apollo earlier. Like, if you don't have a character, if you don't have that microphone presence, you're just not going to have anything going for you, unfortunately. Drew has the whole package, so that's why he's a main event guy. Emma, directionless. I mean, there's nothing for her. I don't like, and I'm not saying this to be disrespectful. Like, I honestly thought that she just recently got released. So that's unfortunate, but maybe they find something for her soon. I think she's good as well, but maybe NXT might be the move. Now, this one is a little weird because I don't know where to put them. I'm going to put the Viking Raiders together, obviously. I think they're somewhere in between. They've had some good stuff with the Alpha Academy. They've done some good stuff on Monday Night Raw. They've done some great stuff in WWE, but they're not really in the upper or lower card. They're just kind of there, and they're too good to just be in the middle, in my opinion. Finn Balor, again, this is Judgment Day main event. Finn Balor, one of the most talented guys on the planet, one of the best wrestlers in the world. He has been for a very long time. He's definitely a main event player with the Judgment Day. I hope he keeps doing that because we love Finn Balor. Now, I want to put Imperium together, but I don't think that I can fully do that because I need to put Gunter on his own because Gunter is a main event player. Gunter's got to be by himself. So we'll get to Imperium in a little bit here, but Gunter is got to be by himself. He is one of the best wrestlers in the world. You've probably heard me say that a few times about some guys on here, but it's true. This is a guy that's a main event guy, and he's going to be one of the faces of this company going forward. So he's got to be in that main event spot. Next, you can see I've got Humberto Carrillo in directionless. Again, no disrespect. It just seems like that's, as a solo star, they don't really have anything for him, which again, another talented guy, they just don't really have anything for him. I'm not against Humberto. I think that he's really good. But again, it's just one of those things where I just don't know what they're going to do with him. So we'll have to see. Next, we've got Indy. I want to put her as somewhere in between because we don't really know what they're going to be doing with her. I could put her in lower mid card, but I think she's kind of somewhere in between. Big fan. Think she's very talented. We'll see where WWE goes with her going forward. Let's see. We got JD, man. Because he's been working with the Judgment Day, I want to say upper mid card. People are going to think I'm nuts for that, but it's the truth. If he's in storylines with the Judgment Day, this is an upper mid card guy, really talented. I'm excited to see what they do with him because clearly he's involved in this one of the biggest storylines, if not the biggest storyline in WWE, with the bloodline storyline not being as prominent right now. This guy's right in it, so upper mid card for sure. So Jinder Mahal, I think that you kind of have to put him in lower mid card because we're seeing WWE try to utilize that faction, which again, I think that it could work, and I think that it probably eventually will work. But Sangha and Veer, I think they're also on here. We can also just put them all in there at some point. I don't know if they fully know what they're doing there. We'll get to that in a little bit, but I just put Sangha in there as well. WWE doesn't really have a ton going for them, but they're trying, so that's why I'd put them in lower mid card. Now, Johnny Gargano, man, this one sucks to do because I don't know where to put him because WWE keeps shooing him away because they don't know what to do. So I'd put him probably at like the top of somewhere in between because it looks like they're going to try something when he comes back. This is an amazing wrestler. This is a guy that deserves to be on Monday Night Raw every week. I believe he was injured. I can't remember, but it's just he's one of the best, in my opinion. I think that he's a great worker. With the pop that he got the first time he came back wasn't that good, and that's kind of scary because this is a guy that got massive pops in NXT. So hopefully on Monday Night Raw, they figure out how to bring him back up because it's not looking so good right now for him. Now, we've got Katana Chance and Kaden Carter up next. This is another somewhere in between because they are getting time. They are getting the mix in for the titles, the tag titles. So have to put their somewhere in between because WWE is just not giving them, the main slot. Those tag titles aren't getting that big slot time, which is unfortunate. Kevin Owens, this is a main event superstar, one of my favorite wrestlers in the world. I've met him. Super, super awesome guy. One of the best, like I said. Him and Sammy are the tag champs, so I could put Sammy in there as well. We might as well just knock that one out. Again, I'm Canadian, so both of these guys I'm a huge fan of. Sammy and Kevin both get massive pops all the time. They're always right in the thick of everything when it comes to the main event. Actually, they just lost the tag titles to the Judgment Day. I forgot about that, but they're a team right now. I can't believe I just forgot about that. They've had such a long reign. I was at WrestleMania when they won the titles, and that's why it's so ingrained in my head. We just watched them lose the friggin' titles, but just a great tag team, two great wrestlers individually, but I wanted to put them together in there. Now, we've got Kofi. I'm going to say somewhere in between. He's been a main eventer for a long time in terms of the New Day and in terms of his title run, but right now he's injured. He just came back, and now Xavier's injured. So they're gonna probably have some time where they're not gonna be as active again, which is terrible. So maybe Kofi gets some singles time. Maybe Kofi will get some singles matches. So that's always good. Now Liv Morgan, upper mid card. She's always involved in the title picture, whether it's the tag titles or the women's title. Really, really, really talented when it comes to her character. I think that she does a really good job, and she's good in the ring too. So have to put her upper mid card. We'll put Imperium in upper mid card as well. Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci. This is like two of the most talented guys when it comes to their presence. Ludwig Kaiser obviously is incredible on the microphone as well. This is these guys work so well for Imperium, and we'll see if they continue to do that, because I love Imperium. I think they're really good. I think everybody loves them. Now, Mansoor and Mace or Mace, however you want to say it, they're directionless. Now that the whole LA Knight thing didn't work out, and they didn't go with that maximum male models thing, and they didn't keep doing that, there's no place for them right now, which is unfortunate, because I think Mansoor actually is really talented, and we haven't really seen enough of Mace in normal character to see what he can do. So now we've got Matt Riddle. Man, that's kind of crazy, but he's somewhere in between now. I know he's tagging with Drew, but this is WWE trying to get him some popularity back, because outside of the ring, he's kind of taken a hit to, what a lot of people would say is not PG. He's not fitting into that description of what WWE wants their superstars to be like. So Matt Riddle, definitely a somewhere in between right now, because unless they start making him win some matches, it's not looking so good. All right, we got Maxine Dupree. Just what a story she's been so far. I got to put her somewhere in between, because she's been working with Alpha Academy, but she's obviously somebody that they've introduced over the last few months. She has been somebody that WWE really wants to utilize, and of course, she's gorgeous. She's a beautiful woman, and she's doing well in the ring. She's doing quite well. So I think that she's getting better with the microphone as well. She's played an important part so far. When I seen her live at Raw in Buffalo, she did a good job. So I'm hoping that she keeps continuing to climb up, and maybe one day she'll be a main event women's talent, or just WWE talent in general. Now, Natalya. This is also another somewhere in between. The reason why is because, first of all, again, I'm Canadian, so I'm a little bit biased, but I have the utmost respect for Natalya. I think that she's incredible. She's done so much for the women's roster. If you look at her career, she's done absolutely so much. So much. You got to go and check it out. Anything that you've missed with Natalya. I know that there's a lot of storylines where it wasn't good, but I think that she is probably one of the most disrespected superstars for no reason. And I got to have her at least in the somewhere in between, because I really do like her. Now, Nikki Cross, lower mid card, they don't really know what they're doing with her. Same thing I'd say with Odyssey Jones. Again, these are just people that we can throw in there right now. Same thing with Riddick Moss. They're trying a lot of different things. It's not really working. We've got Ronda. We'll put her in the upper to mid card, because it looks like she is done with the WWE. It looks like she's going back to MMA, which has been strongly talked about. So I don't know what they're going to do there. But yeah, these are just a few people that we can throw in there right now. We got Piper Niven. So again, I would put her in with Chelsea, which is over here, because they're the tag champs now. She just came back and inserted herself in there because Sonya Deville got injured. So we can also throw Sonya in there, because those three women were involved with the tag titles. Two of them still, Chelsea and Piper. So I like her. I think Piper, when she was Dewdrop, it was kind of like disrespectful, because she's a lot more of a better talent than what they were giving her. So hopefully she keeps doing that. And Sonya, hopefully she's better soon, because she was meant to be with Chelsea, and that title reign was going to look pretty good in my opinion. Now, Otis, we got to have him in the upper to mid card, because with Alpha Academy and with being with Chad Gable, it just makes the most sense. Otis is talented for a big dude, I got to be honest, and I hope for more success for him. Outside of the ring, you could tell this guy really, really, really cares about what he's doing and the way he's training and everything, so I'm excited for him. Now, let's take from some of these right now. These are no-brainers. Seth Rollins, come on, baby. This is the World Heavyweight Champion. Oh, okay, I'm not going to start saying, whoa, I have to. Everybody has to do it. You're probably doing it right now. I see you. You're probably doing it right now. This is a main event, bona fide, one of the best. He's Seth freaking Rollins. Like, come on, guys. Let's just be completely honest here. He's a bona fide main eventer. This is one of the best wrestlers that you've seen in the last 15 to 20 years. So, yeah, come on, whatever. This is a no-brainer. So, we've got a couple like SmackDown superstars on here, so I don't really know if I want to include them in it, which kind of sounds bad because they're on this page. But Raquel Rodriguez is upper mid card right now because she's feuding with the champ Rhea Ripley. So because Rhea is actually, no, what am I saying? Rhea is on Raw. Because they've been going back and forth on Raw and SmackDown and NXT, I keep confusing it. But yeah, let's just scrap that for a second. But Rhea, definitely main event, of course, Judgment Day. She has to be in there. I'll put her with the Judgment Day. I don't know what I'm doing. I got to put her with the Judgment Day. Rhea is definitely a main eventer, one of the strongest and baddest women that you'll ever see. She's super dope. And then Raquel, she's been feuding and doing really well facing Rhea. So you got to have her in that upper mid card. Ricochet, WWE keeps trying. So I'm going to say somewhere in between. WWE really keeps trying. I love Ricochet. He's one of my favorite wrestlers for sure. So you got to have him in that somewhere in between. He's just way too talented. They keep trying. So you have to give them benefit of the doubt. They keep trying. Directionless and just, Tegan Nox. Honestly, I hate to say this, but I've also thought she got released, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful at all. That's just how it is. Oh, and then I gotta include Valhalla in with the Viking Raiders. So that's somewhere in between. Again, working with the Viking Raiders, you gotta be in here. We've got Veer. I gotta put him in the lower mid card because he is with that tag team. And then, of course, I also want to put Xavier Woods in here with Kofi with the somewhere in between. He's injured right now. So Xavier, again, really talented guy, but he's got to be in the somewhere in between if he is on the shelf. Xia Li, I also, again, don't know what WWE's doing with her. So directionless, even though I think that she's like insanely talented. And then upper mid card, we got to go Zoe Stark in here as well. Zoe was actually feuding with Ronda because she's not feuding with Ronda, feuding with Becky and as well with Trish Stratus. So we can put Trish in there in the upper mid card because while they were like in a main event storyline for the women, like Becky is the main event player, whereas Trish used to be that main event. You know what? No, I got to put Trish in the main event. I'm sorry. I got to do it. Maybe not ahead of her there. Again, I'm not necessarily putting these all in order, but it just felt so disrespectful not to put Trish in there. I'm also biased because I'm Canadian, but Trish has been a Hall of Famer her entire career. So you got to put her in that main event. But what I was trying to get at was like Becky right now is like the main event star. Zoe and Trish were like shooting for that spot with her currently, because back in the day, of course, no brainer, Trish is always a main event star. But Zoe is almost there. She's feuding with that up and coming, she's the up and coming star. So you got to have her in that upper to mid card. Now we've got some really interesting ones here. You got to put Shayna in the upper mid card because they've invested a lot in her. And I still think that there's a lot of room for her to continue to shoot up. So I got to have her in that upper mid card. Then we've got Shinsuke Nakamura, who definitely is a player in the main event. We just seen him have a world title match that I think he probably should have won against Seth. Again, you guys can say whatever you want. That or the cash in, like what happened there? Why didn't they just have Seth get cashed in on by Damian and then Judgment Day left with all the gold, right? Like it would have made sense. But Shinsuke, incredible, a guy that deserves a lot more success, but he just hasn't been given it. And The Miz, put some respect on my guy's name. This is a main event player. Now, again, people are like, what the hell? He's not even in a main event spot right now. No, Miz is always helping people out. He's always getting them into main event roles. He's helping people get to that next level, and he's done it many times over. This is a guy that will get you over, and that's why The Miz has to be in that main event spot. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Again, this was a lot of talking, probably a really long video. I want to continue to do these tier lists. I love making wrestling videos. So if you are new here, like and subscribe. This is Andrew from What's Good in Wrestling. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.